Hi, mamas and friends. It's Sarah from Late Night Coffee Moms, and I'm here for a free-for-all, like Thursday kind of posting. How are you guys doing? What's happening in your week? Anybody else have kids that are coming off of like crazy sugar highs? And is any mom coming off their crazy sugar high and it's making them like extra super cranky? Yeah, that's what's happening at my house right now. So I wanted to remind you guys that if you have any questions for me or anything you'd like me to talk about on the lives, you can either message me on Facebook or comment on YouTube, or you can email me from my blog, latenightcopymoms.com. Go to my contact page and you can email me. And I'll do my best to talk about what it is that you need somebody to talk to. If you need somebody to talk to, talk about, oh my goodness, sugar. Sugar is not good for you. It kills part of your brain. There's like no creamer in here. Hey, there's no creamer in here because I'm needing to come off the sugar from this weekend. So anyway, again, if there's a topic you want me to talk about, or if you have a question either about homeschooling, momming, whatever, or if you want to know a book suggestion that maybe I might have read, curriculum suggestions, what else? I don't know. I can't imagine you'd like to know anything about me. I'm kind of told you everything there is to know about me. But I do have a few things I want to bring to your attention before I go into, I'm going to review a book for you guys, unless you have something else you want to talk about. If you do, click it in the comments and we'll chat, okay? So first of all, yeah, I'm going to be doing a little bit of advertising, but it's not really for me. I just want to let you know of a couple things that are going on. If you're a homeschooler, have you ever attended an online homeschool conference? They're awesome. My husband and I go to the CHIA conference in our area every year, and I would suggest doing that above all, because you get to actually see, sorry, my shirt's all going crazy. You actually get to see live people, multitudes of people who have similar values as you and your family, so that when you're feeling all alone during your school year, you can look back and remember there's a whole bunch of people who are doing this weird thing that you're doing. And most of them are doing it for the same reasons, because CHIA is the Christian Home Educator Association or something like that. And that conference happens in July. But for the last couple years, I've really, really enjoyed hitting up a couple online, well, actually just one online homeschool conference. It's similar. Sometimes they have themes. Last year they had like a homeschool theme and then a homeschool blogger theme. And then this year it's a Homeschool Mom Conference theme. Check it out. It's really awesome. You get to, there's all these webinars, great speakers, curriculum ideas. I can't even go into all the stuff that's there. Methods, help with your teenagers, all kinds of stuff like that. And it costs less than buying like a CD of a missed seminar at a live event. And you can watch them whenever you want. So this one is actually the Homeschool Mom Conference. It starts, I believe, next week. But right now it's got an early bird special, and you can get the whole conference and lifetime access to all the little webinars for only $15 if you hurry. If you are watching this on YouTube, sorry, probably by the time you get this, the early bird special will be over. But the whole conference, if you get it, the full price is only $25. That's still an amazing price. And it comes with hundreds of dollars of digital swag. Some from curriculum providers, some from bloggers. It's awesome. Please consider checking it out. There's a link over here in my little descriptions here on the live. And if you're on YouTube, it'll be in the descriptions below. Anyway, check that out. They're really encouraging. What my favorite thing is about them is that they come at a really good time of year, because I'm just starting to think about what I need to do. And I want to be a little bit more prepared before I go to the live conference, so I know more or less what I want to buy. And so I could purchase it there to support people there, and maybe at the online conference too, but also it gets all the questions out I need to get out before I start my hardcore next year shopping for curriculum or even changing methods. This year was a big bust up for my family homeschool wise, and it really just got me back to understanding that what I was already doing was what was right. We were already doing what was right for our family, and we didn't really need to change it up. So it got me back to my old method, which is what they call eclectic, which is just a cop out for I use whatever works. I use whatever works, however it works, in whatever method. Sometimes it's Charlotte Mason, sometimes it's classical, sometimes it's unschooling, sometimes it's, drill and kill. So anyway, but they talk about methods and stuff too on these online conferences. And because they're lifetime access, I don't have to worry about fitting them all into my day. I can actually fit the most important ones in before I go to the live conference. And then I just kind of drip the rest of them through the summer and even the beginning of the school year to pump me up, encourage me, give me a fresh point of view when I need it. They're awesome. Please check it out. It's really cool. You can see the speakers and the vendor hall and all that kind of stuff if you click the link and just go on over. You don't have to purchase it to see some of that stuff. So go ahead and check it out and see what's happening there before you make your decision. So that's one, and that took me 6 minutes because I'm really passionate about it. You guys, I need to tell you, I don't promote, I think you guys could tell by now, but I don't promote or suggest things that I don't absolutely love. I love it. I use it. I tell you guys about it because we're friends, and that's what friends do, right? So there we go. There's that. The other thing I wanted to tell you is I have a guest post up at flourishwriters.com. Flourish Writers I'll tell you about Flourish Writers in a blog post later, but basically they're a group that teaches moms, women, how to write their God stories, how to write devotionals. And so I took this course and I was learning how to do a devotional. My first devotional ever, and it's just a blog post, it's 1,000 words or less, just went live on flourishwriters.com. It's called Safe to Love, and that's my first devotional. I would love for you guys to check that out. It's not even on my blog, but I'd love for you to see what those are like and see what some of these other mom stories are like too. It's really neat how real people get and how passionate they get about sharing their story. My story, Safe to Love, is actually about dealing with postpartum anxiety, a term I had never heard of until last year, but I dealt with it. My kid is 15. I went 14 years thinking I just went crazy. Okay, so I'd love for you guys to check that out and tell me what you think about it. It's another little peep at me and what makes me crazy. But anyway, I'm really proud of it. I'm really excited that it's out there. All right, so on to my book review. I'm not sure if I've ever brought this book to your guys' attention, but I think it deserves an entire 5. That's because I picked up this book after listening to the Read Aloud Revival by Sarah McKenzie, and you guys probably have heard of her. If not, I can show you where to find her. She's huge. Anyway, I heard the author do an interview on her podcast, and I was just inspired by the author because the author writes books in prose. And my first book was written in prose, so I was really excited to see what somebody else did, right? This book, I bought it, I curled up in my bed, and I read it, and I could not put it down. I finished it, it probably took me 2 hours, maybe a little bit less, depending on how much I was interrupted. Excuse me. But my lighting, I don't know why it does that. But I loved this book, and I have to share it with you guys. In fact, one night, not too long ago, my kids were sick, and they just could not fall asleep. Can you guys see me even without my light on? I don't know why I just did that. Let's see if I can fix that. Anyway, my kids could not fall asleep. So I said, okay, well, I'll read to you guys. I'll read a couple chapters to you guys, and then I'm going to go to bed. Sorry, my hands are all over the place, but You guys are used to me. I just am who I am, and you guys get to see me even with all my technical difficulties. And yeah, it's me again. Let's turn that down. Okay, so they were sick in bed, and I picked up this book because I was like, it was the one by my bed. Picked it up, went and sat on the floor beside their bed and read to them. It was a couple years ago. And I told them, I'm only going to read like 1 or 2 chapters. I'm only going to read for 10 minutes, and then I'm going to go to bed because I'm exhausted. I could not stop. This is like my 5th time reading the book, and I could not stop reading it. I read the entire book to them. Instead of putting them to sleep, they were so riveted by it that they listened to the entire thing. We had this huge discussion about it afterwards, and we were so excited. I had to like lay with them to help them go to sleep. So it had the opposite effect of what I wanted. I was trying to put my sick kids to sleep. Instead, it got us all pumped up, and it's a wonderful memory because this book is just so good. And it is by Caroline Starr Rose, and it's called Maybe. Isn't it cute? Look at it. Look how simple this is. So there's like a little girl, and then you see some snow and a cabin. And like I said, it's written in prose, so it's super simple reading. And I'm just going to read you the back cover a little bit. May is helping out on a neighbor's homestead just until Christmas, her pa promises. But when a terrible turn of events leaves her all alone, she must try to find food and fuel and courage to make it through the approaching winter. It's amazing. I did not expect. I mean, I know there's classical stories in poetry. You know, there's like, what? Isn't Beowulf in prose and like the Iliad and whatever? There's tons of poetic stories out there, and I love all of them. Excuse me. My hair is like driving me crazy. But I did not expect a children's book. Oh my goodness. Too bad I don't edit because that's pretty bad. Anyway, I did not expect a children's book written in prose to be so riveting. It is wonderful. I just cannot explain how good it is. It deals with, hold on, my dog is eating a candy wrapper. Lucy, stop it. No. Oh my goodness, I can't. Sometimes I look at these lives and I can't believe I'm putting this stuff out there for the entire world to see. Oh well. So anyway, it deals with what it was like to live on a homestead, what it was like to be poor, what it was like when families had to kind of lend out their children, not only to make sure their children have food, but to help support the family, right? It talks about the one-room schoolhouse. It talks about the difference between an encouraging teacher and a teacher who can just totally squash any hopes or dreams you might have. It talks about disappointed dreams over and over and over again. It talks about overcoming them and still reaching for them. It deals with special needs back in like the pioneer days and what that looked like to people. It just looked like somebody couldn't learn. Instead of trying to figure out how they learned, right? All of this compacted into, let's see, 150 poems. Yeah. It's 227 pages long, and it is amazing. I'm going to show you a cover again because I don't want you to miss out on this. I have never seen this in a library. Every library should own this book. It is amazing. If you have girls, read this book. Read this to them. It teaches them about courage. It teaches them about self-sacrifice. It teaches them about putting their trust in things that are fleeting. You know, it teaches them about hope. Boys like it too. My son loved this book because it's full of adventure. I cried in this book. I cheered in this book, and everyone I've ever asked to read it, because I'm pretty forceful, so I've like made some of my sister read it, and I nagged my mother until she read it. I'm not even sure if she actually finished it. I'll have to get back to her. But my children read it. I read it. Anybody I've had read this book has come back to me and just gone, whoa. In fact, this is my second copy of this book because my first copy had been passed around so much It was, and so loved, and people are so excited when they read it. They like tear up the pages, and it was falling apart. So I had to go out and buy a second copy because I love this book. Maybe. I don't know. I just can't talk about it enough. And I'm so excited. There's writers like this out there that aren't afraid to push like the edge of what a conventional book should look like or a conventional story. I like triple dog dare you to check out Maybe. All right, that's by Caroline Starr Rose. I know you're on your computer because you're watching me right now. So you can just click on over to Amazon and pick up a copy. It's really good. So that's all I really have to talk to you guys about tonight, unless you have something to say. I mean, you've seen me with my whacked out hair. You've seen my hair attacking my face. You've seen me rub my nose like a crazy person. I've talked to you about the Homeschool Online Conference for way too long. My postpartum anxiety devotional on flourishwriters.com. I'm so excited about that. And one of my all-time favorite books and one of my family's all-time favorite books, Maybe. And I guess that's pretty rounded for me, right? All right. Please let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about on a post or on a live. I'm not going to run out of things to talk about, but you might get tired of hearing what I like to talk about. So let me know what's up. I'll catch you later. Bye.